folks, we're at it again over here. Oh. I gotta repair my water hose. It's got another leak in it. Get my stuff over here so I can reach it. Oh. But again, when your water hose gets all kinked up and you find a bad place, like right there, it's leaking right there. It bent so many times that it's got a hole in it. So we're going to fix it like we did that one. And hopefully get a little bit more use out of this garden hose before I trash it and have to buy a new one. So this is a 100-foot hose, and it's kind of expensive. First of all, we got this little joiner piece. It's copper, so it doesn't rust. And it's just a connector that goes into each cut piece of the pipe. Once you get it on there, it's hard to, I had to cut it off, the other one off. Oh. And I got this clamp that goes around the pipe, or around the water hose. And I'm probably going to have several more, but I'll fix it the best I can. You know when I can't fix it anymore, I'll go buy a new one. Didn't cut it very straight. In fact, I think I'm going to cut it off again right there. Now I'll probably have to cut it off to here to get it off, because once you get these things on there, it's hard to get them off. Especially this old pipe, or old garden hose. Whew. It's already hot. Get these things off there, you just really don't have to cut them off. I'll put the clamp on there first this time. It goes in fairly easy. Push it right on up to the center. Woo! Hurt my hand. And then all you gotta do is tighten it down, tighten the clamp down when you've got it made. Still dripping a little bit of water. I've got these leak places all through here. I probably just should have cut it off there and put it together here. I'm going to go ahead and cut this piece off, but this is just a matter of time before it's going to do the same thing. And I'm only losing maybe a couple of feet of pipe or hose. Supposed to be non-kink hoses, and they kink just as bad as the other ones. That's the way to do it. Take your pliers and put it on your screwdriver. You can't grip that screwdriver to turn it. Put it on there. And then let you tighten it down a little bit more. Let's face it, us women are not quite as strong as these guys are. They got more of a grip than what we've got. I think that's as tight as it's going to go. It's only, yeah, well, I've got rid of about 3 feet, not quite 3 feet, maybe. So let's test it and see if it's going to leak. Or see if I got a leak somewhere else. Yep, it's leaking a little bit. I've got to take it off and redo it. And I don't know which side it's leaking from. It's probably so wore out. Whoop! I forgot I got to spray the water out. So it don't spray me. But hey, I'm not complaining. It feels pretty good. The hose is just wore out right there. Or I may need to just move the clamp a little bit. As you can see where I put it together here, it's not leaking. Move it down just a tiny bit. And retighten it. And we'll try that, and if it don't work, we'll just cut some more off of it till we get to a point where it's the rubber is good enough that we can seal it when we tighten it. And again, here's where the pliers come in good. There's many a time I would not be able to tighten stuff. If it, oh well. If it was not for the pliers. So that's just a little trick for you ladies that have to do your own repairs. If you're a weakling like I am, especially since I've had my surgeries and stuff. It's a way you can tighten things down. Whew. Let me turn this off so I can put pressure on this. And I think it's still going to leak. Oh. Yep, it's still leaking. So that is not a good section of the pipe right there. Or either it's the clamps, I don't know which. It might be that I just don't have it clamped down good enough. Oh, my hands are wet. Oh. And I don't know which side it's leaking from. I think it was this one. That's as much as I can turn it by hand. Let's try it now. Yep. And if it was dry, it would even be better. If it was dry and hot, those things would just stick right to it. Dry it off the best I can. Oh, hot. Try going closer to the edge. Maybe that'll work. I think that's the way I got those over there. And it could be these clamps, I'm not sure. Maybe putting it closer to the edge, the end of it will work. Because that's the way I did these and they don't leak at all. Put them as close to the edge of that water hose as I could. But don't give up, because if it don't work the first time, just move it over a little bit. Try it again. Sooner or later you'll get it. Hopefully. I'm sweating like crazy. Tickling my nose. I knew something was leaking because the ground kept staying damp under this hose. And I said, well, everything is turned off. Why is it damp? And come to find out, it was because the thing was leaking. It's kind of hard to operate when you need 4 hands and you only got 2. Let's try it again. George, I think we got it this time. It's dripping just a little bit. But not much. See if I can tighten it up a little bit more. But don't forget, if you try to tighten up something with a screwdriver or get it out and you're not strong enough to turn this sucker, put the handle of it in a pair of pliers, just like that. Let the pliers be your hand and you turn it with the pliers. It works so much easier. That's all that was. It just needed to be tightened up some more. Oh, let me give it one more go. And when you know you can't tighten it anymore with the pliers, with the screwdriver, you got it tight. There, I don't think that's going to leak. If it does, it's going to be very little. I don't think it's going to leak at all. But the water hose is on. I'll show you that. See, there's pressure on it. And it's not leaking. So, I'm going ahead and let the water out of it. So, that is fixed for one more time, y'all. I don't like those kind of clamps on there. But hey, they work. And there's weak places up here that are pretty soon going to give way. But so far, that's only the second clamp I've put on there to fix a leak. So, I got a little bit more use out of this water hose before I got to fork out the money to replace it. Because like I said, 100 foot, 200 feet, 150 feet, water hose is not cheap. And this is supposed to be the non-kink one. Yeah, right. And it's where the kinks go is where the darn... And see, that one's fixing to break through right there. The outer edge is already broken through. So what I'm going to end up having to do is take a clamp off, cut it back again, and repair it as soon as that starts leaking. But it's not doing it yet, so my motto is don't fix it if it's not broke. But you can see this non-kink hose. It's got a crack right there already, if you can see that. So that's going to be, I know, my next repair spot. So what I'll do is I'll just go back to that first one probably and just cut it off here, take that whole section of water hose out and repair it. So I hope that has helped some of you ladies that live alone and have water hoses and are on fixed incomes like I am, and you can't afford to run by a 100-foot water hose every time you get a spurt in it like that. Just buy you a couple of clamps. They're cheap. I usually have them on hand because I've repaired water hoses in the past. So anytime I get rid of that garden hose that's got clamps on it, I take my clamps off and I keep them. Because they're not going to rust out. They'll last forever almost. And your connector piece, that's chrome or copper. So it's not going to rust on you. So, you know, if you repair it 3 or 4 times, fine. You get ready to replace it, put a new hose on, just take all your clamps and connectors off and put them in a bag, put them aside, because later on, that new hose is going to end up with little leaks in it. And you can prolong the life of that 100-foot water hose by putting connectors and clamps on it. So with that, again, I'm going to see you on my next one. Love y'all. Bye now.